over the stick of Jan Yannick. And the Coyotes regain possession. A couple of minutes into a scoreless game. Laurent Dauphin towards the corner. And Dauphin will feed it back to the point. Timmins across. Patrick Nemeth with a wrist shot. That one get deflected wide of Hill. Now the puck loose behind the net for Ben Hutton. And Gage Quinney will start it out. Dorofeev down the wing, has room. His shot off the post. Now he had Johansson beat. It paddled Dorofeev, but he caught the iron on the glove side. And now Dorofeev will shovel it down a little bit further. Nemeth able to ride Manninen out of the play. And Cassian looking to move it out. Gage Quinney has it now. Here's Hutton up the wing. Lost it at the blue line, and Zachary Manninen back on it. He'll play it back towards the Vegas line for Ben Hutton. And now Timmins back to get it. Now, real good chance for Dorofeev, the best chance for either team so far in the opening 3 minutes. Caden Korczak to Ben Hutton. Caden Korczak, his 4th game of the exhibition season. The most of any Vegas defenseman. And you've got Jake Lecision along with Jonas Rondberg and Paul Cotter. They're all 5 for 5. Playing in all 5 exhibition games so far. Puck loose in the neutral zone, and with possession, Moser into the offensive zone. Now a high slot, a wrist shot on save made by Hill. Pretty good look for Nick Ritchie. Ritchie in behind the net, dishing it off to Gostisbehere. His shot, and Hill squeezes tight with the glove as we get our first whistle about 3.5 minutes into the game.
Well, Dave, you have to love the confidence of Dorofeev here. He has Manninen flashing a little bit of a lane in the slot. I'm going to shoot it. I want to make this team and give a and have a chance. Hill makes a big save. He said this morning he's at his best when he makes things look easy. That puck hits him. He's quiet and in good position.
Hayden Hill would like to play a full game here. Of course, struggled, and Bruce Cassidy said a lot over the past couple of days. Combination of Hill struggled, the team struggled in front of him Friday in the loss against San Jose. But Hayden Hill only played 1 game for San Jose in the final 4 months of last season. Battled with injury, played 1 game in March, and that was it for him. So an opportunity to get healthy and hopefully be part of the goaltending tandem here with the Golden Knights. Bruce Cassidy said often over the last couple of days, Logan Thompson has a leg up right now. It's been real good so far in camp. Bischoff into the corner. Now Whitecloud around the boards and all the way down the ice. So this would be an icing call on the Golden Knights. We played 4 minutes in a scoreless first period.
Our keys tonight are brought to you by Hennessy Haight Injury Law. Help is here. Enjoy the moment, Dave. You never know when you're going to play in an NHL building or game again. A lot of these guys are headed to Henderson in the AHL. Enjoy the time. Follow your instinct is our second key. Too much thinking in the last game. Play hockey. Follow your roots, instinct, play hockey.
Off this draw, wrist shot blocked wide of the net by Carcone. It's an area Bruce Cassidy touched on this morning. He said, even if you don't make the team out of training camp, it could be the last cut at camp, going to be the first man called up. And the Golden Knights, what they lived through last year, the slew of injuries all year long. Probably too many call-ups last year, but out of necessity, used a lot of players. Team record in players last year. Arcone's wrist shot turned away by Hill. And now Carlson on the wing, able to funnel it out. Here's Amadio breaking with Howden, but good work by Carcone to get back on Michael Amadio. Michael Carcone led the Coyotes AHL affiliate in Tucson with 24 goals last year and finally broke through to be a regular with the Coyotes. 333 games in the AHL for Carcone over the last 6 years. Here's Korczak deep in his own end. He'll zip it up ahead to Amadio, who chops it in. And the Golden Knights finishing a line change. Gage Quinney on the forecheck. He'll feed it in around the Coyote net. Quinney along with Dorofeev and Manninen up front. Long a wrist shot from Pahal, kicked out by Johansson. Dorofeev into the corner. And he'll lay it back off for Quinney. And a fight through Boyd. Manninen in deep. And now Quinney with it again. Pulls up, looking to feed it out in front. Got tipped away by Patrick Nemeth. Quinney looking to keep it alive. Dorofeev in deep and a bouncing puck to Timmins. And the Coyotes will push to center. Jan Yannick swings it in from long range. Braden Mahal back to get it. Alex Chason on the forecheck. Bit of a pile up in the near corner. They're going to come away with it. Lauren Dauphin. Now Stetcher. And Quinney will poke it off his stick. And Stetcher gives chase for Arizona. One of a couple of veteran defensemen the Coyotes added. Troy Stetcher, Josh Brown in the offseason. Patrick Nemeth trying to shore up their blue line. Drive from the left side. And a save made by Hill. We can look for Vladislav Kolyachonok. Now Zach Whitecloud banks it out. Stetcher in a foot race with Ronbjerg. They'll rule icing. There's often a misconception, Gary. It's who they feel is going to get to the puck first. It's not a race to the dot. It's linesman usually makes a decision at the dot, but it's who they think is going to get to the puck first.
You're exactly right. The decision is made at the dot. Yeah. It's not a race to the dot.
No, so we'll step aside in a scoreless first period at T-Mobile.
Yo, my name is Luis, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the different flavors that are hitting your mouth at every millisecond. You get the explosion and the zestiness of the chicken, then that spice just kicks in, and if you add that cilantro lime, perfection.
Hi, this is Becky, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is that marinade. They make sure that it is on the entire piece of chicken and not just on top. The pepper, whatever else is secret in their marinade, it's amazing.
What if you were a global bank who wanted to crunch billions of transactions against thousands of compliance controls? So you tap IBM to unsilo your data, and now you can supercharge your audit system with AI. Let's create smarter ways of putting your data to work. IBM, let's create.
You're packing a giant bag of buttons?
Yeah, they're lucky. Oh, wow. Just sold my car with Car Gurus.
Yeah, you did.
So you're keeping the buttons and selling the car?
Yep. And she instantly got the best, most competitive offer from our network of thousands of dealerships.
And the best part?
We can pick up the car right from your home.
Well, clearly. You guys pick up buttons, too?
Cars are more our thing.
Yeah.
Car Gurus. Get the best offer for your car.
Run through the jungle.
Football may not always be perfect, but Bundesliga is football as it's meant to be.
Welcome back to the first preseason game since the annual team bonding trip at Rock Creek in Montana. And that's a special weekend for everyone, but it was especially important for some of the young players who got to experience that for the first time. Paul Cotter, Hayden Korzak, and Jonas Ronbjerg all talked about how much they benefited from spending time with NHL veterans away from the rink. Cotter specifically talked about spending time with guys he used to look up to.
Thursday at home against Chicago. Nick Bukestad and now Shane Gostisbehere had himself a real good year last year for the Coyotes. 14 goals, 51 points. Second best offensive numbers of his career. He'll zip it up the middle to Zach Kassian, who tips it in deep. Michael Carcone in the play it. He'll chip it around the wall for Kassian. Now Travis Boyd in behind the net. Some of the big guns for the Coyotes have yet to play this preseason. Jacob Chychrun, of course, the subject of never-ending trade rumors. Coming off injury, Clayton Keller broke his leg late last year. Nick Schmaltz injured. Coyotes looking for their first taste of victory in this preseason. They're 0-3-1. Golden Knights 1-2-1. Will backhand around high Off the stick of Nemeth, and Hill turned away. Ball caught her back the other way. Tried to thread the needle, but Connor Timmins blocks it. And now William Karlsson will set it up for the Golden Knights. Zach Hayes up to Kolasar. Had a poke check away right away. Boyd back up ice for Arizona. It's squeezed off by Hutton and Kolasar. Kolasar backhands it out. Goliachana gloves it. Couple of steps up the middle of the ice, but an offside on the Coyotes. 4-1 the shots in favor of the Coyotes and a scoreless first.
Shot through traffic here, and Hill just catches a little glimpse of it at the last second. Gets that pad out to make the save. He's been tested a little bit early, and after his last outing, good for him to start to feel the puck.
He's said throughout training camp he'd like the opportunity to play some games, play some full games after not playing much at all the final 4 months of last season with San Jose. Michael Amadio on the wing. Bruce Cassidy was talking about Amadio yesterday. He said, feels that players that score at a lower level, you hope they can carry that over to the NHL. Michael Amadio had himself a 50-goal season in the Ontario League. Hayes with a wrist shot, and he scores. Nice look, finding Jack Hayes out high, and he snaps it by Johansson, and the Golden Knights strike first.
Well, you mentioned Amadio, and he's really important in this play. He gets the puck in, slides it out to Hayes, and then Howden and Amadio and Manning, and all three of them go to the blue paint. There's traffic all around Johansson. He has trouble finding the puck, and Zach Hayes, what a moment for him. Puts the puck in the net. Shane Knighty was talking to him and Pahal this morning, and two young defensemen and one old defenseman. Shane had them laughing, and they were really enjoying the moment with the NHL veteran, but not as much as Zach is enjoying that moment.
Zach Hayes, who's undrafted, played his first 3 games in the NHL for the Golden Knights in last March. Opens the scoring tonight.
Golden Knights, number 65.
Johansson will play it around the wall. And Dylan Gunther moves it out. The 19-year-old, 9th overall pick in the draft a couple of years ago, but an offside on Arizona.
You mentioned Chychrun and the never-ending trade rumors. He for sure would have been traded last year at the deadline if not for suffering an injury. And then teams were wary. Would he be ready? Am I going to spend assets and then not be able to use the player? He'll go this season at some point in time. The price is going to be steep. It's going to be a first-round pick and a top prospect, or a top prospect and a second-round pick, that type of two asset package.
They're building for the future in Arizona. They have 18 picks in the first 3 rounds over the next 3 years.
They want more.
Yeah, they had 3 first-rounders last year. 1-0 for the Golden Knights here in the first on the Zach Hayes goal. Karlsson spins loose, feeds it back towards Whitecloud, but a good stick. Able to deflect that away by Lawson Krause.
Lawson Krause, one of those guys that really, Andre Tourigny really found his game and brought him to another level.
Had himself a 5-year extension in the offseason to stay in Arizona. There's Mason Primo. First game ever inside T-Mobile Arena tonight for Mason Primo. Korzak had a jump over his stick. Boyd will backhand it across. Up ice comes Timmins with Carcone. Timmins looking, drops it back, but little touch behind Cassian. And now Nemeth throws it in.
Primo got waived a couple of days ago. He texted his dad yesterday after practice and said, "I'm playing tomorrow night." His dad said, "Henderson doesn't play." He said, "I'm playing for Vegas."
Dad is Wayne. Yes. Uncle is Keith Primo. Stetcher will take it back behind his own net. Chase on the wall. Backhands it to neutral ice. Batted away by Korzak, but up ice comes Unique for Arizona. And now Stetcher flings it to the far corner. Jason aimed the Coyotes on a tryout. The late penalty now whistled here. It'll be against Vegas. The hooking call. Korzak touching the puck. So the Golden Knights will be down a man when we come back. Nick Watt in the box, but Jack Hayes lighting the lamp. It's 1-0 Vegas.
Nothing. Vegas Golden Knights over the Arizona Coyotes here at T-Mobile Arena. Nick Watt just sat down in the box, and There you go from the instant replay from the Las Vegas Athletic Club. Nick gets his stick down around the ankles. I guess they called it a hook, maybe a little trip, maybe a little interference, but an infraction nonetheless.
Any of those would work.
Yes,
exactly. But it is a hook on Nick Waugh at 10:46. Coyotes to the power play. For the first time tonight, Gostisbehere lets it rip, and Hill got a good look. And he squeezes tight for the faceoff.
Gostisbehere really found his game, had a 51-point season last year. He had struggled in Philadelphia for a while. Trade comes over to Arizona, and he's really started to rebound offensively.
The Golden Knights, a penalty-killing quartet of Carlson and Howden, Hayes and Pahal on defense. Moser at the point, across to Gostisbehere, wrist shot. He'll get a piece of that with a glove, maybe some of the mask, and it jumped the glass. Still a minute 36 left on the power play.
Riley Smith not in the lineup tonight. Carlson said, he told me this morning, I want to kill penalties with Riley when we get into the regular season. It's just natural. I can kill well with other guys, but when I'm with Riley, it feels the best.
Bruce Cassidy talked a lot this morning too, Gary, about trying to build some other penalty killers to take away some taxing minutes from some other players as the season goes on. Well, those two have been a mainstay on the penalty kill for 5 years with the Golden Knights. Boyd will play it along the far side boards. Now Gostisbehere for Moser. Off to Michelli. Gostisbehere beats it towards the net, tipped wide. He was looking back door for Travis Boyd. Gostisbehere, Moser, Michelli. He'll roll back. Michelli feeds in a wrist shot from Ritchie, blocked out of play. Ron Bjork was in the shooting lane. Pretty good look from out top.
Nick Ritchie, another guy that kind of saw his career starting to flounder a little bit, and he gets traded over, and they've really liked what he's done in Arizona. Big body, can shoot the puck, plays physical when needed.
Yeah, Ritchie, who came over from the Leafs last year. And the Coyotes have accrued a lot of draft picks. Continuing their rebuild, they were last in the West last year, 31st in the league. Only Montreal was below them in the standings. Here is Dylan Guenther, part of the big piece of their future plans. Present and future. Long one-timer from Timmins and a save made by Hill, and the rebound cleared by Carlson. 40 seconds left on the Waugh penalty.
This is a way different version of Aiden Hill we're seeing right now, Dave.
He's been much better tonight. He had his struggles Friday. The Golden Knights had their struggles as well. A lot of that in their own zone. Unable to break the puck out cleanly against the aggressive San Jose forecheck. Hugstad has it along the wall. 15 seconds in the clock running on the Arizona power play. Timmins drops it off. Hayton picks it up. He'll feed it across. Guenther for Timmins. Back to Guenther again. Wrist shot. He'll get a piece of that. To deflect it out of play. And a face-off in a single tick left on the Waugh penalty.
Bruce Cassidy described the game from Friday night. He said, well, we weren't able to put out any of the fires. And actually, we made the fires ourselves. So both ends wasn't going very well for them. They were getting themselves into trouble and then not able to get out of that trouble.
And he said, you know, mid-season, you might throw it away. But they still want to take some steps forward tonight. He talked this morning about the need for the team to play better, fine-tune their game. Coyotes with 4 shots on this power play, which is coming to an end as Nick Waugh steps out of the box. Here's Troy Stetcher, wrist shot towards the net, save Hill. Rebound, Connor able to dig it out of the pile and swing it out. As we hit 7 minutes to go in the first, Zach Hayes with the goal for the Golden Knights from Michael Amadio and Zachary Manninen. As the period has gone on, Bruce Cassidy's kind of flipped Carlson and Manninen on their lines in the center position, and the goal captain right after that switch was made. Manninen the secondary assist on the goal by Hayes as Hutton throws it in. Connor in the corner. Now Waugh looking to feed it towards Amadio. And blocked away by Carcone, but not clear. Cotter turns down a little bit further. Drags it behind the net. Works it back the other way. Out high for Hayes. Wrist shot. Johansson got a piece of it. Hutton keeps it alive, plays it cross corner. Kolyachonok has it for Arizona. And he'll funnel it to neutral ice. Lauren Dauphin quickly up ahead of Zach Hayes, has room down the wing. His shot, and he scores! That's 2 for Zach Hayes, and a 2-0 Golden Knights lead.
Long pass up to Hayes. Steps in and wires it. That's his 4th attempt of the night. He doesn't have that many in a month sometimes down in Henderson. Ben Hutton with the quick up. Huge smile from Silver Knights teammate Gage Quinney after Hayes pumps that one in.
So I know it's the preseason. Zach Hayes had 2 goals all of last year with Henderson. 2 goals all year the year before with the HSK. He has 2 in the first 14 minutes tonight. 2-0 for the VGK. And he just took the body on Carcone along the wall. Regrouping J.J. Moser. Now Boyd flips it in. Gave it right to Dorofeev. Buck up the wall towards Quinney. Picked off by Gostisbehere. And Hayes will regroup. Braden Pahal. Dorofeev. And now Hayes. Golden Knights have 2 goals on 4 shots. They also have a post from Dorofeev earlier in the period. They've been outshot 10-4. But they made the most of the chances they've had so far. Lecision picked his head up just in time as Gostisbehere was stepping in his way. Now pass out in front and a big save made by Hillen Gunther. Gunther was set up by Hayden point blank. Lecision racing back. And his wrist shot turned away by Johansson. Bischoff rips it wide. Oh, an impressive period continues in the Vegas net for Aiden Hill. Long wrist shot from Primo turned away by Johansson. A big rebound that was there for the taking. And the puck back to neutral ice. Gunther on it for the Coyotes. Drops it off for Hayton, who lost an edge. Ronbjerg alone the other way. Teammates changing behind him, and now he'll head off too.
Primo's skating has really improved. He showed up at a development camp here in Vegas a few years ago. Long and Bambi-like is the best way to describe him. He's got his balance underneath him now.
Van Hutton starting it out. William Karlsson. Now Brett Howden with Michael Amadio on the rush. That trio back together. Amadio snaps it around the boards. Hutton to keep it in. Under 4 minutes to go in the first. Karlsson in front. And a big save, Johansson. He'll cover it. Karlsson set up in the slot by Amadio. And a great chance to add to the Vegas lead. 3:53 to go in the first. Zach Hayes has both goals for the Golden Knights.
You could win a $100 Visa gift card. Watch for the keyword during the VGK game. Then register to win at KTMB.com. Win with the Game Day Gas Giveaway. Sponsored by Conoco Gas. KTMB.com for details. ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
It's great to have you with us here. There are major developments.
And 13 Action News at 5, 6, and 11 with Trisha Keene.
We will bring you the very latest information.
13 Action News and ABC World News Tonight.
Governor Sisolak loves sports in Nevada, but sometimes he gets a little too into it.
Put your back edge on it. Stay in the paint. Hit the boards. We got to hit the boards. Hey, I fixed it for you.
He's a fan.
You bet I'm a fan. The Knights, Raiders, Aces, and Formula One are more than just great sports. They're creating jobs and pumping billions into Nevada for schools, roads, and hospitals. And we're just getting started.
Mr. World knows when you need new eyeglasses, you don't want to deal with any curveballs. That's why Eyeglass World brings the heat with lightning fast service. Other places have long waits up their sleeves, but Eyeglass World has in-store labs to make the waiting disappear. So you can get custom-made glasses the same day. Ta-da! Plus, you can get 2 pairs for $89. So schedule your eye exam online today at eyeglassworld.com, the world's best way to buy glasses.
Jonas Johansson and Aiden Hill, your goaltending matchup tonight, and the Golden Knights leading it 2-0. Pretty good chances at both ends, Gary, prior to our last break.
Great feed out into the slot to William Karlsson. And then Howden is trying to scramble away at it. Aiden Hill at the other end. He's trusting his eyes, following the puck, and he's in the right position all the time so far tonight.
Aiden Hill's a big guy, athletic, 6'6". Spent his first 6 years as a pro in the Coyotes organization.
First chance for him to win a starting job. Thompson's in the lead, but there's a battle, Dave.
Off this draw, the puck into the corner. We're going to jam it out with Timmins. Colasar back the other way for the Golden Knights. Had to slide it through to Waugh, and it's picked off, and Dauphin for Arizona swings it in. Yannick and Hutton into the corner. Colasar tracks it down, and he'll lay it off softly for Caden Korczak. Korczak was saying this morning, chance to try to break through into the NHL on a regular basis. Feels his right at his fingertips. Offside here on the Coyotes will stop play. We talked about it at the top, Gary. There's still no Nick Cage, and an opportunity for somebody like the Caden Korczak to maybe break through.
Korczak, to me, has to take the job. He's got to win it. Jake Bischoff can be the seventh defenseman comfortably for the Golden Knights. For Korczak to make the team, I think he has to beat out Ben Hutton. Knock Hutton out of the lineup and be the number 6D, because they want him to play. They don't want him to sit in the press box in Vegas. If he's not going to play in Vegas, put him in Henderson where he can get minutes.
Internal competition that he's trying to beat out the guy that he's paired with.
Yeah,
that's how it works. 2-0 Vegas in the first. Coming up on the final 3 minutes. Caden Korczak, a huge Duncan Keith fan as a kid. Saying this morning, watched Duncan Keith play a lot, obviously through his great career with Chicago Blackhawks, and also both played for Kelowna in the Western Hockey League. Their junior hockey days. Pavel Dorofeev works it out. Zachary Manninen engaged Quinney with him on the rush, but Dorofeev had a poke checked away. Quinney trying to keep it alive. Dorofeev has it. Boyd steps in his way. Dorofeev, good work to keep it in, though. Filters it down for Quinney. Quinney trying to pull loose behind the net from Nemeth. Leads it off for Hayes. Zach Hayes could have himself a natural hat trick here tonight. Pass out in front towards Quinney. Johansson got a piece of that in the goal mouth. And Zachary Manninen to regroup. They're saying Zachary Manninen, the Golden Knights opened the preseason recently in Colorado. First time he had ever been in an NHL building. 30-year-old native of Finland, who's one of the most decorated Finns in their great hockey history.
Played pro in Sweden and Russia, Finland, and now in North America.
At 30 years old, making a decision to come over to North America for the first time in his career. Of course, played in the KHL the last several years, and once the Russian invasion of Ukraine last year during the KHL playoffs, and then along with a lot of other Finns, said it's time to go. And left his team the rest of the postseason. Rodriguez took a pretty good hit from Koya Chana.
An elbow there.
Yeah. A minute and a half to go in the period. There's Karlsson into the offensive zone, rolls up. Korczak had a shift away from Bukestad with a wrist shot. Save made Johansson through a screen of Howden. And Hutton will glove it down.
That step to the side, walking the blue line.
Karlsson in, looking, shot, missed wide right. And just hopping on, Gostisbehere flips it out. Back again it is Hutton. 2-0 lead for the Golden Knights. Late in the period, Krause gonna feed it off. Michelli in deep. Rolls back up the boards. Funnels it down for Krause. Here's Bukestad in deep. Return pass blocked away. Good work by Hutton to protect the house. Gostisbehere keeps it in. Michelli. And now Krause feeds it back door. Wrist shot on a save made by Hill. Pretty good look on the far side from Dauphin. And the Golden Knights able to clear it. The 12th save of the period for Aiden Hill. They're down to 20 seconds remaining. Seeing Gostisbehere at the controls behind his net. Connor Timmins zips it up ahead. And that's tipped over the glass by Dauphin. For a whistle, just under 9 seconds to go in the period.
You saw that little move by Korczak on the last offensive sequence. He steps to the right, and he's got that mobility. He's just an excellent skater. That makes him a little different than, you know, your Ben Huttons and Jake Bischoffs and Zach Hayes of the world, and that's why his upside is so high, the skating.
He's felt a lot more comfortable at this training camp. Felt he was a step behind last preseason, but trying to fine-tune his game and force his way onto this team as the first period comes to a close. Shots were 12-10 for Arizona. Both goals coming from that man, Zach Hayes. 2-0 Vegas after one.
Well, it's the Zach Hayes period for sure, but don't forget Adin Hill. Very solid, calm, and poised in the net. Quiet is how he likes to best describe his game when he's going real well. I think you can put that adjective on that first period for him.
2-0 Golden Knights after 20 minutes at T-Mobile Arena. Coming up on the intermission report, brought to you by Westgate Las Vegas. Good teams win, great teams cover. Ashley will be joined by who else but Zach.
This is the moment. Zach Hayes taking the stretch pass and then clapping it home for a second of the game. Patrick Watch is on, Derek England. Did you ever have one?
No, I had 2 goals one game when I played for Calgary against Dallas. We were down 2-1, third period. My second goal was just a rainbow shot. Lennon couldn't see it, went over his head and in the net. And then, yeah, so coach thought it was, you know, 2 goals for me. Put me out in overtime, and pass was about 5 feet in front of me, or else I would have had a breakaway from the blue line in, but that's as close as I came.
You almost had a breakaway?
It would have been in overtime, 3-on-3. So I jumped up the middle, and I forget who made the pass, but I was too slow.
Okay, so there's so much at stake right now. These players fighting for a job. Any thought that guys are looking for Zach as we go along for the final 40 minutes?
I don't know if they'll be looking for him yet, you know, but as the game gets further and further along, if the goalie gets pulled, you never know, you know. If I'm a guy, I'm going to be looking for him to get him that, but right now I think he just wants to show his game, and if it comes, it comes.
So much talk about Caden Korczak coming into this game, Ben Hutton, certainly Jake Bischoff, and it's Zach Hayes who stole all the headlines so far. And we'll keep focused on him as he makes a push for that hat trick in front of the home fans in the final preseason game here at T-Mobile Arena. We'll be off to Salt Lake City and Boise, Idaho later on this week. We'll finish it up at home.
2 months after I moved in, I lost both my jobs. I couldn't make rent. I've been working since I was 16. I need a little help, but there is too much red tape. Then, Congressman Horsford's office got me approved for rental assistance. He's helped thousands stay in their homes and is fighting for more, better, affordable housing. Because of Stephen Horsford, we got to stay in our home.
I'm Stephen Horsford, and I approve this message.
You're a champion of multiple fantasy leagues. Your dominant reign is unprecedented. To watch over this dynastic empire, you scored a TV that's unbeatable in every measurable visual category. The only thing that can hand this fancy TV a bitter defeat? Bad internet. Get good internet with Cox, just named America's fastest internet download speeds, because good things deserve good internet.
For now, abortion is legal in Nevada. But Adam Laxalt wants to change that. He called Roe versus Wade a joke.
Roe v. Wade was always a joke.
Electing Adam Laxalt means giving Mitch McConnell the power to pass a nationwide ban on abortion that would overturn Nevada's abortion protections. Adam Laxalt has shown us who he is on abortion. We should believe him. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Sonata.
The Sonata comes standard with complimentary maintenance and America's best warranty. Vehicles arriving daily. See your Las Vegas area Hyundai dealers.
Back at T-Mobile Arena, getting set for the second period. The Golden Knights bring a 2-0 lead into period 2 on the Arizona Coyotes. Each team playing preseason game number 5. We kind of touched on, Gary, at the top of the show. Opportunity. And, really 3 forwards. Connor, Ron Bjork-Leschyshyn have played in all the preseason games. Borzak another look. Bischoff another look. And, of course, Aiden Hill who had a good first period in that.
Well, I think 2 of the 3 forwards probably stick around if Will Carrier starts the season hurt. The problem with Connor, Ronberg, and Leschyshyn, they all have to clear waivers. Paul Connor doesn't clear waivers right now. And then Borzak and Bischoff, we talked a little bit about that. I think Borzak has to earn a spot in the lineup to stay.
Second period underway. First period, the Coyotes were out shooting the Golden Knights 10-2. Then it was 8-2 Vegas from that point. Gostisbehere lead pass out of the reach of Gunther. Gunther got there and kicked off the corner boards to him, and a good save by Hill right off the bat to begin the second period as Dylan Gunther, terrific young rookie for the Coyotes, have the chance.
It's a long stretch pass that fails, but it comes off the wall, and Pahal still isn't able to reel in Gunther, and he just a quick little jam shot, gets it on net. Sometimes those go in. He didn't have any help, any puck support to follow up on the rebound.
And off this draw, the Golden Knights control it. Colasar able to run it out. Gostisbehere throws it right back in. Hill for Pahal under some pressure. Gunther there to take it away for Arizona. Dylan Gunther, 45 goals, playing for Edmonton in the Western League last year. Tied for 4th in the league in goals, 5th in points. Ozer's wrist shot missed the net. And a great playoff as well. Gostisbehere backhands it in deep. Hayes moving it off for Pahal. And now Nick Waugh with Michael Amadio. Amadio in behind the net. Kolyachonok gets there for Arizona. And Michelli for Lawson Krause. He'll gain the line. Dukes that across. Kolyachonok right on net. And Hill there to deny him. Back at center ice, Michelli. And Carlson will regroup for the Golden Knights.
Lawson Krause at the deadline last year. Every team looking to add called to inquire about him. The Coyotes said no. Florida Panthers, they gave up early on Lawson Krause, and all of a sudden he's turned into a real solid NHLer. He's figured out the power.
First 20-goal season last year too. 5-year extension. Really had looked for Carlson. Out in a moment ago. Kolyachonok will send it around the wall. Whitecloud pinching in on Bukestad. And Nick Bukestad looking to backhand it up the middle of the ice. Michael Carcone gains the Vegas line, trying to sneak by Korzak. Shovels it around the net. Zach Kassian. Patrick Nemeth pinching down the wall. Now Carcone feeds it in front, out of the reach of Kassian. He was open. Nemeth zips it across. Carcone puts it towards the net, but Korzak blocked it. There's Timmins out top. Now Nemeth a long wrist shot. Hill turns that one aside. Kassian looking to roll away from Carlson, who takes the body. Kassian able to maintain the puck. Nemeth at the line. Shovels it around the wall. Connor Timmins pinching in. Now Boyd behind the net. Feeds it off for Yannick. He throws it across. Alex Chason was cutting down the slot, but you get a lot on that tip. Timmins with a wrister blocked. Coyotes with sustained pressure in this sequence. Timmins sidesteps Amadio. And the wrist shot gloved by Hill. Give the Golden Knights a chance to regroup.
Krause flies into the zone, and they find Kolyachonok. I think I got it right, Dave. We're close.
Kolyachonok. Close enough. a lot of letters.
Yes, it is. I practiced it all afternoon. Anyways, he gets in close on Hill, and once again, Hill, his positioning has been much better in this game. Let's face it, he had ring rust. You really went through the explanation earlier of all the time he was hurt and how little he played last year. And now he's getting a little more confident in the net.
Said spent the first 6 years of his career in the Coyotes organization, including 3 years for their AHL affiliate in Tucson. Dauphin sends it towards the net. Pahal blocks it. 2-0 lead for the Golden Knights. Mosier with a drive, and Hill snuffs that one out as he holds on.
Teams that need goalies look around the league for a goalie that they think isn't a number one right now, but might be able to. Sean Burke has known Aiden Hill since he played junior hockey. His son Brendan Burke was his partner in Major Junior up in Canada. So he's known him for a long time, has followed his career, was with the Coyotes when he was there, knows a lot about the person and the player. That's one of the reasons why the Golden Knights traded for him.
And off this face-off, the puck to the wall. Gunther sends it down a little further. Korczak with the body. Ritchie rolls loose. Plays it out high for Gunther. Now Kolyachonok with a wrist shot. Tate Hill. A rebound to Ritchie. Trying to feed Stetcher. Pokes it towards the net. Hill squeezes tight. Took a peek behind him. But he had it. More pressure by the Coyotes as Stetcher had a chance in tight.
You just said Kolyachonok really easy, Dave. You're showing off. Nice play by the Coyotes. They've really had a lot of zone time since this period started. Vegas, I don't think they've got a shot on goal since they've started. Really, it was 10 shots after the end of the first period, still 10. Now 20-10 for Arizona. They have stepped on the gas here in the second frame.
I always find the most difficult are the names when you have to really think about them before you say them. And there's a bunch of those.
Yeah, that was like going off like a red light in my head before I had to say it.
And then the puck finds the player. It seems like, as the puck goes out of play here, it seems to continuously find the player. And you got to force your way through it. There's Connor Timmins. That's an easy one.
Yeah, it's not
Zach White.
Not Kotkaniemi.
Yeah. A 2-0 lead for the Golden Knights here in the second period. The Coyotes have made a strong push. The Golden Knights have yet to land a shot in this period, but now shot 8-0 to this point. Off this draw, Timmins out top. His shot ripped it wide, kicks right up the boards and right to Paul Cotter. Cotter in a race with Timmins down the wall. Timmins squeezes him out of the play. Patrick Nemeth back to get it. Now Matthias Michelli for Nick Bjugstad. Into the offensive zone, Timmins swings it down behind the net. Pass out in front, intended for Michelli, tipped away. Jake Bischoff the other way for Vegas. Up ahead is Keegan Colasar with thrown shot, missed the net. First decent look Golden Knights have had in the period. Darren Hayton the other way for Arizona. Walks into the slot, dropped it for Nemeth, and a big pass, and Hill rebound score. Michelli was down low on the rebound. Coyotes have had the pressure here in the period. I think Aiden Hill thought they may have been kicked in. We'll see if this one counts.
Quick breakout by the Coyotes. They come across the line in numbers. Hayton drops it back. A blast from the point, and Krause does. It goes in off of his skate for sure. Sorry, off Michelli. Does he redirect it?
I don't think so. They're going to take a look.
You're going to call it a goal.
Yeah, not much of a look. So it will be Matthias Michelli with the goal. Had a real strong year last year playing in Tucson. Led them in points. And Michelli has the Coyotes on the board. Boyd looking for more. Boyd out in front. And Hill got a glove on it.
He flashed the leather there, Dave. Really threw that glove hand out to make that save. Michelli had 43 assists in the American League last year. He was leading all rookies in the American League, and then he got in scoring, and then he got hurt and came back, came up to Arizona for a little while, went back. They have big hopes for him.
Aiden Hill Terrific glove save to keep this game a 1-goal lead for the Golden Knights. Koyachonok across. Stetcher a long wrist shot. Hill turns it away. Dauphin drops it towards the corner. Now Bischoff got off by Dauphin. Dauphin will filter it down a little further. Unique for Stetcher. Koyachonok. Wrist shot got blocked into the middle of the ice. Down low. Dauphin put it towards the net, and Hill was there again. White Cloud lobs it out. Koyachonok gloves it down. And now a loose puck to Pavel Dorofeev. Down the wing. Wrist shot turned away by Johansson. Mannanen. And it knocked away by Unique. Quinney keeps it alive and jumped away from Mannanen. Stetcher didn't get a lot on that clearing attempt. There's Dorofeev to Mannanen, who shoots it wide. Korzak swings it down. And Dorofeev has it. Korzak chopped that one-timer wide of the net. Stetcher up the glass and out. And an icing on the Coyotes. See if the Golden Knights can sustain something in the offensive zone. They haven't had much here in this period.
No, they haven't been able to park the puck inside the offensive zone at all. And Johansson has been very comfortable, hasn't seen a lot. Zachary Mannanen, he really finds the puck, Dave. His game is polished. You can tell he's played a lot of professional hockey at a high level, and we know he's played in big moments internationally.
And off this draw. Now, what a few months it was for Zachary Mannanen last year. At the clinchy goal for the Finns, winning the gold medal of the Olympics in Beijing. Now with a turnover, a big save made by Hill. Loose puck score. He stopped Gunther on the first chance, but then the puck came right to Barrett Hayton. And the Coyotes have had all the pressure here in the second, and they pulled even.
Well, Gunther, he shows you again, he can shoot the puck. No help for Hill. Pahal is caught looking. Primo does not have a chance to play at it, and Hayes takes a swipe at it and misses it, and then Hayton is allowed to step in and put it in the net.
Hill got himself in trouble. Gave the puck to Gunther. Made the initial save on Gunther. But play continued, and it bounced off of Hayton. I haven't been the cleanest of goals for the Coyotes, but they've been effective nonetheless. But it got put in motion after Hill misplayed the puck and put it right on the stick of Dylan Gunther. A whistle with 13:36 to go in the second. So the Coyotes have rallied from 2-0 down to tie it.
13 Action News is your official home for Vegas Golden Knights preseason games. To celebrate, we're teaming up with Conoco Gas and giving you a chance to win with the Game Day Gas Giveaway, Thursday at 6. Watch for the keyword during the VGK game, then register to win at ktmv.com. You could win a $100 Visa gift card. Win with the Game Day Gas Giveaway. Watch the VGK preseason games. Sponsored by Conoco Gas. ktmv.com for details.
Adam Laxalt praised the Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe v. Wade.
Adam Laxalt saying, quote, "This is a historic victory."
Laxalt called today an historic victory.
Adam Laxalt even called Roe v. Wade a joke.
Roe v. Wade was always a joke.
Laxalt supported overturning Nevada's abortion protections. He led states outlaw it, even for victims of rape and incest. Adam Laxalt's not for us. DSCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
I only trust one place with meine key. Meine key. They do the engines, the brakes, the tires, the oil, and I do the uncomfortable looming. Hello? I only trust meine key with meine key.
You could win a $100 Visa gift card. Watch for the keyword during the VGK game. Then register to win at ktmv.com. Win with the Game Day Gas Giveaway. Sponsored by Conoco Gas. ktmv.com for details.
Now, Aiden Hill and the Golden Knights have themselves a 2-0 lead heading into this second period. Matias Maccelli made it a one-goal game, and then Aiden Hill got himself in a little bit of trouble, and the Coyotes eventually tied it.
Yeah, it looks like an innocent dump in. Hill goes to play it, and there's miscommunication. A whole bunch of players that have never played together. Hill, instead of just leaving it for his defenseman, inexplicably throws it right up the middle, and Gunther's there for the first shot. Hayes can't clear it, and Hayton bounces it in.
Yeah, both Coyote goals as Gostisbehere lets it rip and Hill gloves it. Both Coyote goals, it looks like gone in off skates. Certainly Michelli's did. Hayton, whether it was his skate or his leg, but he was there looking for the loose puck. The shots in this period are 15-2 for Arizona. And they have tied the game. Face off in the Vegas end. Off the draw, Shane Gostisbehere. Quinney on the coverage. Gostisbehere goes by him towards the net and fed it right back to Quinney. Quinney and Dorofeev up ice. Dorofeev down the wing. And Quinney took a stick up high. He's shaken up. And the Golden Knights will get their first power play of the game.
Gage is cutting down the middle of the ice. He makes the pass to Dorofeev, and then I haven't seen whose stick it was yet.
And Quinney right down to get checked out. Be a hook, but that stick got up high on Quinney.
Yeah, Michael Carcone.
Oh, it's a hit.
It's actually a hit. He gets him right in the face. I'm not sure why that's just 2 minutes.
And that's not a hook.
No, that's not a hook at all.
You know, the rule of thumb too, Gary, from we broadcast meetings in New York City last month, and we're talking about not every hit to the head is an illegal hit to the head. They may have to make a decision whether it was the main point of contact 50% or more. Well, that was a pretty good shot that Quinney took. Power play for the Golden Knights, brought to you by Auto Nation. Go great with a career at Auto Nation. First power play of the game for the Golden Knights. They look to regain the lead. Jack Whitecloud across, and Amadio missed the net.
Vegas zipping it around really nice there. Carlson and Whitecloud up at the points, moving it around well. Seam pass over to Amadio one time, just missed.
Golden Knights in their last game last Friday, 1 for 3 against San Jose. Riley Smith had a power play goal. Waugh, along with Howden and Amadio up front. Carlson on one point and Whitecloud on the other. Here is Whitecloud with room, feeds it down to Howden, back to Whitecloud, and the shot got blocked wide. And Gofan got a piece of that as the shot came in from Zach Whitecloud.
Nick Waugh out parked in front of Jonas Johansson. Zach Whitecloud 4 assists in the preseason already. Now they just play catch along the wall, and then there's the shot deflected out of play.
Still a minute 8 to work with on this Vegas power play. William Karlsson rolls back in a 2-2 game in the second. Amadio zips it in the middle. Waugh, little backhand, blocked wide. Looked like Nemeth got a piece of it in the crease. Cassian under some pressure. Waugh plays it to the open side, and it rolls to Karlsson. Now Amadio. Whitecloud. Howden. Pass it in the middle for Waugh. Didn't connect. He got tied up by Nemeth. That allowed Moser to clear it.
One too many. Brett forced it a little bit there. William Karlsson looks great up top there. He really passes the puck well. One of the big laments of the Golden Knights power play is they have not passed the puck very well the last couple of years. Karlsson looked real sharp there.
And now here is Zachary Mannanen. Pavel Dorofeev lost it as Michelli picked his pocket and snaps it down the ice. Whitecloud in the final 10 of the power play. Mannanen gains the blue line. And down the wall, he'll back in and into the middle, but it's intercepted by Krause. Couldn't clear it though. Cotter keeps it alive for his team. Now Korzak looking, and a save made by Johansson as the power play came to an end. No shots officially for the Golden Knights on that power play. Korzak's bid came after Carcone was out of the box. Here's Hutton for Dorofeev. Kolyachuk able to get an angle on Cotter, and Cotter knocked the stick out of his hand. It's going to be a penalty. A slash. Now it's an area that Cassidy talked about this morning, Gary, was, Cotter, and we had a chance to visit with assistant coach
Vegas 43, minor penalty for slashing.
Ryan Craig as well. Cotter has matured in his game a lot from last year to this year. This time he ends up in the box for the slash.
Well, if you went to see a Henderson game last year, quite often you'd leave the arena with 2 or 3 plays that Paul Cotter had made sticking out to you. And he did it every night. He got consistent in that regard. And now he's come into the preseason and, had a real good accounting of himself. The question is, can he continue that against, you don't want to be a September sweetheart, just get it done in the preseason. You've got to do it against real NHL competition once the season starts.
Paul Cotter had a real good camp. But right now, the Golden Knights will try to kill with him in the box. Golden Knights with Ron Bjerg and Lecision. And they're joined by Hayes and Pahal. If you're just joining us, Zach Hayes had both Vegas goals in the first period. It was 2-0 for the Golden Knights heading into the second. But then Matthias Michelli and Barrett Hayton have tied it for Arizona. Moser straight away. And Michelli down low for Boyd. Little spin move. And that got tipped wide of the net. Boyd will swing it around for Michelli. Moser out top for Shane Gostisbehere. Down low to Boyd. Off to Michelli. Pass across. That was intended perhaps for Ritchie, but zipped right by him in the slot. Michelli down for Boyd. Feeds it back door, but it got tipped away. Intended for Gostisbehere. Moser for Gostisbehere. And now Michelli. Plays it out top. Moser plays catch with Gostisbehere. Michelli looking. Pass across for Gostisbehere. Down low it's Boyd. Now fend off Hayes. A saucer pass to Michelli. Moser with a drive and a save. Hill. Coyotes zipped it around pretty good, but it led to really only one chance in that sequence.
They got the box to collapse and come out of shape, but not Aiden Hill. He really tracked the puck well throughout that whole sequence and was there to make the save when they finally got a shooting lane and got it through to him.
Aiden Hill able to take care of the chance from J.J. Moser. 36 seconds to go on the penalty to Cotter. Hayden will take the draw against Waugh. Waugh with Colasar up front. Whitecloud and Bischoff on defense. Puck back to the line for Connor Timmins. Now Hayton moves it into the middle. Picked off, and Whitecloud clears it.
Nick Waugh with that long stick got in the way of the pass, deflected the puck to Whitecloud, and Zach does what he's supposed to do. 200 feet down the ice.
Gunther lost it. Connor Timmins will regroup. Now into the zone comes Krause. And Connor Timmins will remember the Colorado Avalanche when Avalanche moved him to Arizona prior to last year in a trade that included Darcy Kemper. Worked out pretty good for him. Won himself a Stanley Cup with Arizona, and then I beg your pardon with Colorado, then a big free agent deal with Washington in the offseason.
Timmins had a first-round pick. Came over for Kemper. Joe Sack had paid the price for the #1 goaltender, and he's happy with what he got for it. Stanley Cup.
And Connor Timmins happy to be back and healthy again. Injured his knee last year. Missed the final 76 games of the season. Into the zone comes Dauphin, but an offside on the Coyotes. So the Golden Knights back at full. Fortress.
Volkswagen Taos, German engine.
A shady telemarketing business that was accused of ripping off seniors. Some of Sisolak's cronies even ended up in jail. Steve Sisolak is out for himself.
What a journey it's been for Jake Bischoff. Didn't play a game for 18 months after a brutal injury leading up to this preseason. Said the road to recovery was dark at times, moments where he didn't know if he would ever feel like himself again. But back in April, he finally started to turn a corner. And the best news is 2 weeks into camp, he said his knee feels great. Said the biggest adjustment has just been getting his timing back. But even said Bischoff didn't play a game for 18 months after a brutal injury leading up to this preseason. Said the road to recovery was dark at times, moments where he didn't know if he would ever feel like himself again. But back in April, he finally started to turn a corner. And the best news is 2 weeks into camp, he said his knee feels great. Said the biggest adjustment has just been getting his timing back. But even said just watching a few of these preseason games up top has helped him a lot from that perspective. But really, really great to see him back in game action this preseason, Dave.
Yeah, so good, Ashley. Some similarities in his injury to what Eric Holla suffered with the Golden Knights 2 years ago. But Jake was even saying this morning they gave him a 25% chance of ever playing again. He went months without improvement as Korczak runs it into the crease, but finally took a turn for the better. And the Golden Knights re-signed him to a one-year deal. He was a free agent in the offseason, and saying this morning he can finally see the finish line now, whether he's with the Golden Knights or with the Silver Knights. He knows he's going to be playing hockey on a regular basis again, something that was in doubt for a long, long time. It's 2-2 in the second. Chase on, feeding it towards the net. Glove down by Carlson. Second chance and a save made by him. Both goals tonight for Vegas. Gunther will start it out and send it in for the red line. Bruce Cassidy had said after the San Jose game the other night could be a bit of an attention getter for his team, and albeit still in the preseason, trying to build good habits as they move forward towards the regular year, which is a week away. They're expecting to have much more of a full lineup for their final two exhibition games. Thursday in Salt Lake City against the Kings. They'll see the Coyotes for the final exhibition game Saturday night in Boise. Kolyachonok up the wall on the second attempt. Stetcher to center ice. 3-on-3 come the Coyotes. Stetcher, a little move between the legs, puts it on goal, and Hill holds tight. No whistle yet. That puck's loose. Not anymore. Hill covering it. He has been under siege in the second period.
Get ready for nights.
You're packing a giant bag of buttons?
Yeah, they're lucky. Oh, wow. Just sold my car with Car Gurus.
Yeah, you did.
So you're keeping the buttons and selling the car?
Yep. And she instantly got the best, most competitive offer from our
tonight before every VGK preseason game on 13 Action News. In Southern Nevada, news happens anywhere. At 13 Action News, we're part of the community with a team of reporters bringing you in-depth coverage in your neighborhood and across the valley. Watch 13 Action News weeknights at 5, 6, and 11 p.m.
So long, happy little blue car.
No matter what you call your car or why you're letting it go, AutoNation will buy it for top dollar. So go to AutoNation.com or come see us for a super easy appraisal. Get paid fast and easy with Zelle. Only at AutoNation.
Governor Sisolak loves sports in Nevada, but sometimes he gets a little too into it.
Put your back into it. Stay in the paint. Hit the boards. We got to hit the boards. Hey, I fixed it for you.
He's a fan.
You bet I'm a fan. The Knights, Raiders, Aces, and Formula One are more than just great sports. They're creating jobs and pumping billions into Nevada for schools, roads, and hospitals.
And we're just getting started.
Wally.
No matter what you call your car or why you're letting it go, AutoNation will buy it. So go to AutoNation.com or come see us for a super easy appraisal. Get paid fast and easy with Zelle. Only at AutoNation.
Golden Knights and the Coyotes in a 2-2 game here in the second. What a period it's been for Adin Hill.
He's having fun. You see that little twinkle in his eye? He just looks up at one of his defensemen. Says, this is okay. So long as you're stopping the puck, it's all right, Dave.
7 goals on 39 shots Friday against San Jose. He's allowed only 2 on 35 shots, and we're yet to get through the second period tonight.
Save percentage is coming back to life.
There's Nemeth. Now Korzak. Carlson tips it out. Amadio plays it in. Carlson the first one in, or check it out, Howden. Where's Carlson and Amadio up front? Puck dug out by Michelli. Krause tips it for Bjugstad. This pass a little behind everybody. And Nemeth reloads for Arizona.
William Karlsson told me this morning he traded in his old junkers, Marchessault and Smith, for 2 newer models, Amadio and Howden. Said it with a big smile on his face.
There's some pretty good use out of the old junkers for the first 5 years.
Couldn't believe it. The old junkers, he said.
There's Yannick. Now Jason into the offensive end. His shot blocked by Korzak. Kicks out Hadakos's fair shot. Save Hill. He'll cover the rebound. And hold it. 4:36 to go now in the period. Shane Goss's spare, the most recent chance for Arizona.
Well, the one thing that's probably getting a little old for Adin Hill about all of this is the crashing of the net. There's a Coyote falling on him at the end of every play. That time it's Yannick, and Adin would like to do his work without anybody climbing on his shoulders.
And off this draw, the Golden Knights control it. Ron Bjerg funnels it out. Goss is spare to get it. And Bischoff chops it up the middle of the ice. Blocked down by Chason. Off the Dopana, back to Chason again. Mosier long wrist shot blocked away in front. Jake Lecision backhands it in. Notice Ron Bjerg on the forecheck. Trying to spin loose. Knocked down by Chason. And Dopana will flip it out. White Cloud gloves it. And right towards Hill. And Hill able to cover and hold on for the faceoff.
Yeah, there's been some adventures, let's say, in the puck handling this evening. The second goal for Arizona, a direct result of some odd puck handling, and we just saw another unique effort there. Want to clean that up.
Face off in the Vegas zone most of the period has been at this end of the rink. Bruce Cassidy also talked the other day about at some point you've got to whittle it down to what you think your team's going to be. And we'll get to that point after this game tonight. Offside on the Golden Knights. 3:37 to go in the period in a 2-2 game here at the Fortress. And due to tonight's Golden Knights game, the following programs have been moved to the following times. Wednesday early morning, you can catch Bachelor in Paradise at 2 a.m. right here on KTND.
Carconia and Pahal along the wall. They were pushing and shoving for a while, and then they started to separate, and Pahal dropped one of his gloves. It's probably something he would like to have on his resume as a preseason fight. Him and Carcone would have played against each other lots in the American League. Carcone in Tucson and Pahal and Henderson. Looks like there's 2 Coyotes going to go here, Dave, and only 1 Golden Knight. Power play for Vegas coming up.
Penalties on the play. All 3 players have minor penalties for roughing. We will check to see which number Arizona wants on the clock.
A good explanation. But Gary said, power play for Vegas.
Yeah, Pahal, something that Carcone had done bugged him, and he went over and started chewing on him a little bit, giving him a little what for. And then Carcone got one fist up high, and that was enough for Pahal. He was ready to go. Everybody kind of flooded in, and Carcone kept jabbing with the one hand.
Now the power play to the Golden Knights. It's their second one of the period. The first one was after Carcone hit Gage Quinney in the head. I believe we have seen Gage Quinney since. He got called for a hook. Golden Knights with Waugh, Howden, and Amadio, Whitecloud, and Carlson on the power play unit.
The referees called it a hook, but it'll be interesting to see if the Department of Player Safety has a look at that play and determines whether or not it was an illegal check to the head. They're not mutually exclusive. They can do what they want in New York.
Yeah, it really has no bearing on whether a penalty was called, not called. They make their own independent judgments. Here's Amadio. Feeds it across. Howden open. Wrist shot blocked. He was open, but there wasn't much room in front of him.
Yeah, you could see he was looking for an angle to shoot at, and there was just no opening in the net.
And Michelli sends it all the way down. So the Golden Knights will start from 200 feet, and Zach Whitecloud has it. Coming up on 3 minutes to go in the second. William Karlsson dishing it off for Michael Amadio. Now Waugh feeds it down. Amadio sends it around the wall. Howden able to keep it alive. Karlsson for Whitecloud. Wrister down low, blocked. It was more of a pass than a shot, but Stetcher blocked it, and the Coyotes clear it. And Whitecloud back to get it. 24 shots for the Golden Knights allowed in this period, the most they've allowed in a preseason game in their history. But a chance, perhaps, to get out of this period with a lead if they can cash in on the power play.
Almost got called for too many men there.
Yeah. And Hutton back to get it. And Hutton had himself a pretty good trip this summer. Italy and Greece. Sure, you've been there, Gary. You travel the world. Right now, Hutton's in Vegas going back to get the puck with Aiden Hill off the play.
The Wallace family was all set to go to Italy in the summer of 2017-18, and instead we went to the playoffs. We went to the Stanley Cup.
There's Connor. That's a pretty good trip to make, too. Yep. Korzak for Hutton. Off to Cotter. Now Korzak's pass block comes right to Hutton. His drive, and he ripped it wide.
Too cute. They're trying to find the spot. Just blast it. Look for a rebound.
Hutton again feeds it in front towards Cotter. It got blocked away. Mannanen, Korzak, Hutton, wrist shot, blocked wide. Blocked out of play. Chana comes out of the box. Power play is over.
Did they register a shot?
No.
They had attempts, but put the puck on net. Shoot it into the feet.
Golden Knights have had 2 power plays in the period. Have not been able to land a shot on either. Something that they've worked on more and more as camp has gone on.
Yeah.
Both of their special teams.
Well, there's 10 players sitting up in the press box that are all pretty good at that. The entire top 6 and all top 4D.
Off this face-off, Timmins trying to move it behind the net to Gostisbehere. Instead it went towards the side of the net. But no damage done, and the puck out to neutral ice. Gostisbehere to gain the line. Unique. And Hill scoops that up with ease. Unique and Primo, among others, some brief conversation. They'll be separated pretty easily. With a minute 15 to go in the period.
Unique has been all around Eden Hill this period. Primo probably thought he'd seen enough of it.
16 of 18 Coyote players with a shot on net. Dauphin leads away with 6. Bukestad and Cassidy, the only 2 Coyotes yet to put a puck on goal. Here's Gunther. He'll feed it behind the net. Ritchie looking to run it out in front. Getting late in the second period. Quick shot in tight from Ritchie. Turned away by Hill. Second chance. Went off the outside of the net from Collier. Shot up. And now Hayes swings it. Tried to swing it out, but instead it went off of Stetcher and into the Coyote bench. The final minute of the period.
You didn't want to get to your Bruce Cassidy. You just want to escape this period now and get to the dressing room tied at 2-2. And you probably don't have to say much. Shots are 40-13, guys.
That about covers it.
And not for us.
No. Manning and Bukestad on this draw. And Bukestad looking to make his way down the wing. I think Bukestad has spent the past couple of years with the Minnesota Wild. A veteran forward, signing a one-year deal to come to Arizona in the offseason. Gostisbehere back to get it, gave it away. Cotter looking to move it towards the net. They got blocked wide. And Dorofeev, 25 seconds on the clock running. Cotter a spin away from Gostisbehere. Manning feeds it back. Bischoff to Whitecloud, and an easy glove save for Johansson.
Darren Elliott uses the term puck optional for some players. Zachary Manning is not puck optional. He finds the puck and he puts it in really good places. Smart player. He's already been waived because of his contract situation. He doesn't have to clear waivers. He can go back and forth. I should say he hasn't been waived. He's been assigned. But he's a guy that if Vegas gets into trouble in offensive player positions, he can come up and do a job for them. They've put together some real nice depth.
Player his nature too, Gary said that he finds the puck finds him. This seems like it's a two-way street. And the Golden Knights learned all too well last year. They had to rely on their depth all season long. This period comes to an end. 40 shots for the Coyotes in this game. All even at 2. The Coyotes scoring twice in that second period to pull even.
Well, Eden Hill, I think this is, we talked about him at the end of the first period. This was an even better period for him despite allowing 2 goals. We saw the best of his game that we've seen so far in the preseason. And, if you're Logan Thompson and you're watching the game, you are aware that you're in the lead in the goalie competition.
Period at the Fortress. Golden Knights and the Coyotes locked up in a 2-2 tie, but not a good second period for the home team. They added a shot between periods, 28 shots in the second. Michael Amadio telling Ashley between periods, Gary, that they're going to be much more competitive. Still training camp, still jobs there to be won. The good news is they get out of the period even with the third period underway.
20 minutes to shine.
We get a penalty right off the bat via hook.
Going against Arizona.
And it looks like
Gunther
heading out. Well, the Golden Knights generated some decent zone time in the power plays they had in the second.
Arizona penalty number 11, minor, hooking.
But did not generate any shots on net. See if they can change that this time around.
Zach Hayes goes to play the puck. Gunther gets him right on the hands and is able to steal the puck. And it's a scoring chance, but not really because the referee blew the whistle.
So 11 seconds into the third, it's a power play for the Golden Knights. Off the draw, Bukestad runs it out. Now Carlson. Now the Golden Knights with this unit of Amadio and Houghton with Carlson and Whitecloud. Amadio finds Carlson. His shot. That got blocked in front. And a loose puck ripped out by Bukestad. And Carlson was saying earlier, training camp spent a lot of time shooting pucks over the summer. His numbers offensively have been trending in the other direction here the past few seasons. He's had some good chances tonight.
Yeah, Bruce Cassidy has had Carlson in the lineup for 4 of the 5 games, I believe, and then now they're going up. They're going to Salt Lake City and Boise. He's going to play in both those games as well, likely. I asked him about it this morning. He said, I'm good. I'm ready, and that's a good thing.
Whitecloud inside the Vegas end. Now Carlson. He'll rip it in. Puck around the wall, kicks right to Dauphin, and he'll shovel it out. Carlson in the neutral zone. Amadio leaned on by Michelli. That springs it free for Dauphin, who clears it all the way down the ice.
William on the back end is interesting in a couple of reasons. A, he can pass the puck, but also for zone entry, he's got speed. Toronto Maple Leafs are talking about using Mitch Marner.
Yeah. Into the zone comes Cotter. Now Manning with a shot on and a save made by Johansson. Manning has a stick breaking 2. And chase on with some open ice. Will skate it out for Arizona. Now Hayton breaking towards the net. They got cut off of the pass by Whitecloud and Korzak. Manning starts it back out for the Golden Knights. Potter down the wing, shot on, and a save made Johansson, and Kolyachonok flips it out.
The Leafs are talking about using Marner on the point, not just on power plays, but end of the period or offensive zone draw, different situations where they think he can help create offense.
And their defense corps have decimated some key people out already in training camp. Power play 5 seconds away from ending on the Golden Knights. Korzak with a wrist shot. Johansson with a good look at it. 1 second to go on the Gunther penalty. As the Golden Knights about to see the power play come to an end. They've had 4 shots on this man advantage.
Yeah, I know Arizona's got lots of their top guns not in the lineup. Keller, Schmaltz, to name a few. Michael Gunther's going to make that team, and I bet you he doesn't go back to juniors. I've seen lots that I've liked about him. Big shot, big guy. He's aggressive. He hunts the puck. He can skate. He's been noticeable.
Yeah, this Coyotes team's had 18 picks in the first 3 rounds over the next 3 years. They have 3 first-round picks in the draft back in July. Dylan Guenther was their first-round pick, 9th overall last year, 2021. He's out of the box now.
Make no mistake. They want the #1 overall this year. They want to draft Connor Bedard.
Coyotes will have a real tough start schedule-wise to their season. Being offside, I believe. I got ripped wide by Dauphin, but we'll take a peek here, Gary, and it's, the Coyotes have to move into this new arena in Arizona State, Mullet Arena. They're going to play 20 of the first 24 on the road, and their home opener's not until October the 28th, so they've got a real difficult schedule early on, moving into a new building and seeing how they can fare with 20 of the 24 on the road to start it out.
It's kind of odd because they are going to have a home ice advantage this year for the first time in forever. They're leaving the cavernous Gila River Arena in Glendale that no one wanted to go to.
Puck out in front to Gunther, and he'll tip it off the arm at Hill.
And they're going to play on the college campus at Arizona State, as you mentioned, in Tempe. It's going to hold 5,000, which is really small by NHL standards.
Gostisbehere feeds it across. Awa picks it up, and he'll send it all the way down. Kolasar got there first. They'll negate the icing. Cotter. And he'll wheel it down to Kolasar. Puck loose behind the net. Waugh trying to get there. Chasing it down. Rotates it out high for Zach Whitecloud. Around the horn it goes. Jake Bischoff, a shot and a save made Johansson. And the rebound knocked away to the wall. Bischoff out top. Wrister blocked away by the Shin pad of Moser. Waugh trying to dangle loose, but it tipped off his stick and out of the zone. And now Waugh back up the middle of the ice, but a problem with the mask, I think, of Johansson, and play is stopped.
White Cloud with a quick pass. Bischoff walks all the way down, and he's got a tight angle. And then flips it right on net. Pretty good shot, and clangs it off the mask of Johansson, and that's why we had that stoppage.
You were saying, Gary, I took a peek today. You know, the New York Islanders last year, they were moving into the new building on the island. And they played their first 13 games of the year on the road, 14 of 20. They finished that 20-game stretch with 5 wins. They were 5-10-5. And that was basically it.
That was the season.
That was it. 20 games into it. So that can be very, very difficult. Stretches like that off the road right off the bat. They had other issues. They had injuries. They had a lot of problems with COVID last year for the Islanders, but a team that went to the conference final back-to-back years, and their season was over early last year, and a good chunk of that attributed to their schedule was brutal right out of the gates.
It's hard to believe they fired Barry Trotz after
Yeah.
that. It's hard to play the style that Barry wants you to play, and I think they do want to loosen things up a little bit. Signed Matthew Barzal to a massive contract today.
Yeah, good day for him.
Yeah, 9 point something over 8 years.
Ronbeer going to backhand around and save Johansson. Now the Golden Knights have had more chances here over the last couple of minutes. They had all the second period, and Jonas Johansson's been able to take care of it.
Just shy of $80 million in that deal. Ronbeer gets in tight, quick backhand, and Johansson does a great job to swallow it up and not give up any rebound.
Off this face-off, puck thrown on net by Dorofeev, and Johansson to cover it up. In a 2-2 game here in the third period. You mentioned it, Gary, Mullen Arena and the campus of ASU, the new home of the Coyotes.
They're going to sell it out, they think, for every home game this year. You're going to get about an average of $170 bucks per ticket. They never had good crowds in Glendale, and the average ticket price was around $90. They think they're going to make more money this year playing at that 5,000 seat arena, and they'll be there for 4 years. They think they're going to get their new stadium project approved in Tempe, which is a way better location. People from Scottsdale, Paradise City.
Timmins with a wrist shot glove down by Hill, and he'll hold it. I'm curious to see what the atmosphere is going to be like.
It's going to be fantastic.
5,000 seat building.
I'm curious to see where we're going to sit and do our jobs.
I think we've got I saw some preview of it. Yeah, I think it's going to be terrific. And that small building.
Well, it'll be loud. They have to reserve 300 tickets for students. So, and those tickets will all sell. They'll have a cheap beer zone.
It's fit right into the college crowd.
But they think they're going to make more money this year from their ticket revenue than they have in the last little while.
Yeah, it was for a lot of reasons. As puck goes off the glass and out of play, no delay game. It was always kind of an odd pitch over in Glendale for the Coyotes. And beautiful building, but built on the wrong part of the valley and tough to get to. One thing to have the Arizona Cardinals there for 8 home games a year, or maybe 10 a year, right next door, but a whole different story for hockey teams.
It's a Sunday usually. You've got time. There's not the normal traffic. Like hockey is, you need people to walk out of their office building and go get something to eat and then walk into the rink and watch the game 41 nights a year.
That's next up for the Coyotes on the campus of Arizona State. Be their new home in the next few seasons. And the plan is to build an NHL-size arena in the Tempe area as they move forward. Quick shot here from the far side from White Cloud, and a save made Johansson. Nice look by Amadio. He's had some good setups tonight, including that one to Zach Whitecloud. Amadio has assisted on both Vegas goals.
He knows that there's a little bit of a battle with, you have to produce. Paul Cotter has caught everybody's attention. You don't want Cotter to climb from the 13th forward to the 4th line, or maybe leap the 4th line and take your job on the 3rd line and put you down.
Yeah, Cotter just finished a pretty good hit on Troy Stetcher icing on the Golden Knights. The other part of that would be, Gary. Last year, you look at on the right side for the Golden Knights, Mark Stone injured all year long. Riley Smith missed the final 24 games of the year. And allowed Michael Amadio, he earned an opportunity, took full advantage of it. And now you've got Stone back healthy, Smith back healthy. Where does that filter down to him? For most of camp, has been playing on a line with William Karlsson and Brett Howden.
You're right. Connor did just rock Stetcher there. Listen, Michael Amadio, we talked about it earlier, scored a lot of goals in junior hockey, scored goals in the American League, had 11 for Vegas last year. You know, playing with the right people, does he climb to 15? Could he get to 20? You know, boy, if Karlsson could find his shot again and his nose for the net and put up 20, 15 from Amadio, maybe the 10 or 12 or more from Howden. All of a sudden, you've got a potent and big third line because Amadio and Howden are big guys.
Here's Nemeth inside his own end. Simmons will rip it in. The Golden Knights have some goals to make up for. Max Pacioretty departed. Evgeny Dadonov departed. Dorofeev up ice trying to turn Timmins. And a save Johansson. Another good opportunity for the Golden Knights here in the third period. I would think whatever the conversation was in that second intermission from Bruce Cassidy and staff, message received. They come out with a lot more jump here in the third. Have the better of the scoring chances. Korzak up ice. Streaking down the wing. Johansson makes the save. There's a rebound there for the taking. Kicks in behind the net for Gostisbehere.
You saw that. You saw Korzak's skating ability there, Dave. He flew up that right side of the ice.
Still 2-2 in the third. Shot so far in the period. Golden Knights have put 11 on goal. Coyotes have 2. After the Golden Knights were outshot in the second period, 28-5. Moser with a wrister blocked. Swatted away, and Boyd's pass out of the reach of Gostisbehere. Amadio trying to get to a loose puck, but Johansson out to play it out of harm's way. Good read, though, by Howden to keep the play alive, and he wristed it wide of the net.
Howden's had some better looks tonight. He was pretty quiet in his first 2 games. He's had a few shots tonight.
And Brett Howden in his own line will zip it across to Zach Hayes. He has both goals for Vegas. Matias Michelli and Barrett Hayton have scored for Arizona. Up the middle comes Troy Stetcher. Driving wide on Zach Hayes. He'll feed it out in front. No fan didn't get a lot of wood on that. Chase on across. Kolyachonok trying to break towards the net. Wrist shot blocked away to the far boards. Kolyachonok dishing it back for Stetcher. Karlsson intercepts. Well, the Coyotes able to keep it alive. Chase on out high for Ritchie. A ticket for Kolyachonok, and Hill turns it away. Now Stetcher on the wing, throws it on net. Save Hill, big rebound, kicks to the far boards. Kolyachonok at the point. He and Stetcher play catch. Kolyachonok with a wrist shot, and Hill take care of that bid from 50 feet out. Well, 10:18 to go in the third period. Locked up in a 2-2 game.
I'm okay. Everything's fine.
No, really, I'm fine.
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 How many times have we heard that answer? How was your day? How are you doing? If you don't think your child is fine, listen to your gut. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for Nevadans 8 to 24 years old. We can change that. We can get our kids the help they need. Free resources are available at mentalhealthresourcesnv.org.
This could be the future with Joe Lombardo as governor. Joe Lombardo could take away a woman's right to make her own personal health care decisions. He supports letting states criminalize abortion with no exceptions for rape, incest, even when a woman's life is at risk. Joe Lombardo said he'll sign a new ban here in Nevada and help states prosecute women who have an abortion. This could be the future with Joe Lombardo. It's up to us to stop him.
Get ready for nights to turn gold. Before the Vegas Golden Knights hit the ice, see what's in store for players and fans. Vegas Sports Night before every VGK preseason game on 13 Action News. In Southern Nevada, news happens anywhere. At 13 Action News, we're a part of the community with a team of reporters bringing you in-depth coverage in your neighborhood and across the valley. Watch 13 Action News weeknights at 5, 6, and 11 p.m.
Well, we've established that it's likely the last look at the preseason for a lot of the young players, but Bruce Cassidy's gotten a really good look at the organizational depth, and he feels like the biggest strength from that perspective is when it's time to call guys up, he knows exactly what he's going to get. He feels like all of these players are very well seasoned, and Henderson says there's a lot of consistency in their development, so there isn't those question marks when a young player is recalled. He acknowledged that it sounds simple, but also said it's not like that everywhere, guys.
No, and Bruce Cassidy has had a real good look at the depth that this team has had, Ashley, throughout training camp. But I do think, Gary, there comes to a point, any coach, but especially a coach with a new team, you want to whittle it down to what your team's going to look like come the season opener. And you would think after tonight that Bruce Cassidy and staff would get to that.
Yeah, evaluation and depth and all of those things are important. And, Jake Decision just ran over Connor Timmins. All those things are great, but Bruce Cassidy wants to win hockey games, and he wants to win a Stanley Cup. And he's going to do it with the 10 guys that aren't playing tonight, with them in the lineup. And you want to get them in and start to, really dial in your systems and how everybody's going to play and who people are going to play with.
And they might not have it completely by the time they get to the opener. Bruce Cassidy did say this morning he's not sure if Will Carey's going to be ready for the opener in Los Angeles in a week's time, but pretty darn close to it. See if they can get it out over the final 2 exhibition games. Waugh in the corner. They'll play it up towards the blue line. Ritchie can't get it out. Bouncing puck. Golisar took a swipe at it. Now Nemeth runs it to the blue line, picked off by Korzak. 9 minutes to go in the third. In a 2-2 game. Hutton lost it. Boyd. Gunther feeds it across the top of the crease. Amadio skates it out for the Golden Knights. Into the zone comes Cotter. Took a hit from Gostisbehere. Loose puck to Amadio. As Hayes, who has both Golden Knights goals, but he lost it to Boyd, and now Gunther will feed it in for Arizona. Bahal. Howden through center ice. Into the zone with Amadio. Carcone pulls it out of the pile. And now Cassian hit by Mannanen. Troy Stetcher starts it out. A burst of speed through center ice. Carcone. Pass picked off by Dorofeev. He'll cut behind his own net and bank it for Hayes. Now Howden from Mannanen trying to hit Dorofeev. And he scores! Pavel Dorofeev right down the middle of the ice. And the Golden Knights back on top.
Bruce Cassidy, when he was listing players that were in the battle for competition today, he threw Dorofeev in at the very end. And that's why, you see that reason why. He finds space. He knows Mannanen is a smart player and will find him. He gets down into that shooting lane. He gets the puck to sit. Really soft hands there, and then flips it up and beats Johansson. That's the second big chance for Dorofeev tonight. Confidence to wait and let that puck rest so he can get the shot. He doesn't panic.
First of the preseason for Dorofeev at 12:07. Nice little feed from Mannanen to set it up. And Dorofeev with the patience to settle it and finish it off. Howden also with an assist on the goal. Golden Knights with a lead again.
Assist number 64.
Been able to tilt the ice back in their direction in this third period after a real shaky second.
So Dorofeev, he just put that in the back of Bruce Cassidy's head. If he doesn't make this team out of the gates, when someone gets hurt, and Kelly McCrimmon says to Bruce, well, who you thinking? What we just saw, that'll click in Bruce's mind. This guy has big league hands. Scored 25 goals last year in the American League. Led the Silver Knights in points and scoring. That's the kind of play that a coach will say, I'd like to see that guy if I need someone offensive at a later point in the season.
Yeah, last year, you know, had 2 cups of coffee, but there was a long time between cups.
Yeah.
He played in the season opener against Seattle.
Well, that'll get you sleepy. You got to have those cups back to back.
Yeah, then he played in Seattle April 1st, and that was it for Dorfield. Like I said, had an excellent year with the HSK. Decision. Chana collide. Stetcher trying to roll free from Ronbjerg.
You go back to that first period chance where he was coming down the wing and he looked at Mannanen for a second and then shot. You could tell he felt good about his shot and he had some confidence tonight, and it pays off here in the third.
Jam towards the side of the net. Hill able to hold the post against Hayton. Timmins draws for Nemeth. Wrist shot and blocker save made by Aiden Hill. It's not been nearly as busy in the third period as he was in the second. Now here's Nemeth pinching in. Wrist shot. Hill angles that away for Hayes. Up ahead for Ronbjerg. He'll throw it in down the boards. 5.5 to go in the third period. Final home game of the preseason for the Golden Knights, and the puck off of White Cloud into that open bench door on the Coyotes bench. So 5:24 to go. Pavel Dorofeev puts Vegas back on top.
Tonight.
Watch the VGK preseason games only on 13 Action News. Your home for the VGK preseason.
Get what you need to know and feel good about our community.
Have a good morning with Good Morning Las Vegas.
Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
I worked in the casinos for 25 years and then saved for my retirement. But inflation is eating into my savings and forcing me to go back to work. Steve Sisolak doesn't care about us. As we fell behind, Sisolak gave sweetheart deals to his campaign donors. And Sisolak ran a shady telemarketing business that was accused of ripping off seniors. Some of Sisolak's cronies even ended up in jail. Steve Sisolak is out for himself.
At Nathan Adelson Hospice, we know that when your loved one no longer wants to treat their life-limiting illness, their priorities change, and it's a tough decision. But the Nathan Adelson Hospice team is here to guide you so you can focus on what truly matters, your time together. And for almost 50 years, Nathan Adelson Hospice has been the organization Southern Nevadans trust. It's the choice of a lifetime. Choose Nathan Adelson Hospice.
Bruce Cassidy's team, it took a turn for the better here in the third period. Leading it 3-2. Gary Gates when he took this hit in the second period and done for the night. No idea why they called it a hook, but head contact from Michael Marconi.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. You got to look at it from a whole bunch of angles to determine whether it's an illegal check to the head. But they will be looking in New York for sure.
As we say, it's, you know, calls on the ice, whether they make a call on the ice or don't make a call on the ice. That is irrelevant to the Department of Player Safety. They'll make their own independent decision as the Coyotes ice it here, but see, Gage 20 took that shot up high and has not and will not return this evening. Golden Knights up 1. It'll be one more technically home game, but it'll be in Salt Lake City. I beg your pardon, in a Boise. Final home game of the preseason, quote-unquote home game for the Golden Knights on Saturday against these same Coyotes. Be in Salt Lake City next. That'll be a home game for the Kings. Coming up on Thursday as Bischoff's wrister is taken care of by Johansson. Just under 5 minutes to go.
Ronbjerg out here with Carlson and Howden. Amadio's on the end of the bench. He's fine. And this is just a little juggling from Bruce Cassidy right now.
And the Coyotes control this face-off as Stetcher puts it off the glass. Krause gets there first. In White Cloud behind the net. And now Bjugstad along with Carlson. Bjugstad will funnel it down to the corner. White Cloud up the wall for Carlson. Ronbjerg backhands it out. And an icing on the Golden Knights. 4:33 to go. As we said, to get 2 left. Preseason game 6 and 7 for the Golden Knights. Next up, a Thursday night, the Golden Knights and the Kings in Salt Lake. And then on the Boise Saturday night against the Coyotes. Right here on KTND.
And then the lid lifter from LA next Tuesday.
Marathon regular season begins. Season 6 for the Golden Knights. And then the home opener next Thursday against Chicago. Carlson drifting into the offensive zone. The pass a little bit too far in front of Ronbjerg. Hayden will start it out. And he'll come through center ice with Kolyachonok. I'll check it with Moser. Drops it back to Gunther. Gunther makes his way towards the circle. Plays it back off for Gostisbehere. There goes Johansson to the bench for the extra attacker. So they'll pull him with 4 minutes left. Down 1. Penalty here. Be a hook. See who's going to get it. We'll let you know when we come back.
That is a restaurant quality goal. Do you know my name? Yeah. My name is Notorious, Infamous, Wanted Man, Dangerous, Legend.
This could be the future with Joe Lombardo as governor. Joe Lombardo could take away a woman's right to make her own personal health care decisions. He supports letting states criminalize abortion with no exceptions for rape, incest, even when a woman's life is at risk. Joe Lombardo said he'll sign a new ban here in Nevada and help states prosecute women who have an abortion. This could be the future with Joe Lombardo. It's up to us to stop him.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Sonata. The Sonata comes standard with complimentary maintenance and America's best warranty. Vehicles arriving daily. See your Las Vegas area Hyundai dealers.
Nick Waugh to the box. Coyotes to the power play with 3:58 to go.
Dylan Gunther finds some space. Nick gets him on the hands. Gunther doesn't sell it at all. He keeps moving. He's a big man as well. But yeah, now you've got the goalie back in for the power play, and then you'll yank him again if you don't score. So basically, it's going to be 5-on-4 and then 6-on-5 the rest of the way.
Yeah, they had Johansson out briefly, but then once the penalty was called, they put him back in. Yeah. Power play number 3 for the Coyotes. They're 0 for 2. Moser on top. Michelli down low. Boy, to Gostisbehere, and he missed the net. Pretty good look for Shane Gostisbehere. Moser keeps in a bouncing puck. Golden Knights with Hayes and Pahal. They're joined by Lecision and Ronbjerg. And Moser back inside his own end. Michelli gains the line. There goes Johansson to the bench. So a 6-on-4 advantage now for the Coyotes as they look to tie the game. Cassian. Boyd behind the net. He'll feed it off to Michelli. Zips it back out top to Moser. Gostisbehere, the one-timer, blocked by Whitecloud. Howden couldn't clear it. Moser to Gostisbehere again, abandoned on the one-timer. Now Boyd into the corner. Feeds one out in front for Magelli. Off to Gostisbehere. A save made. Hill read it well and denies Shane Gostisbehere.
Yeah, that's 3 times in a row. They have gone to get to Gostisbehere every time, and Hill knows he's got to respect the puck on the other shot, but he doesn't cheat, but he's quick to react, and he slides over every time to make that save. He is seeing the puck really well right now, and we're seeing he doesn't get outside the post on the right side. He stays in the net. That allows him to get over to the left quickly and shut things down.
50th shot Hayden Hill has faced tonight. Battle off this draw. Korzak whips it around the boards, just out of the reach of Gunther. And Timmins back to get it. 40 seconds to go on the power play. A 6-on-4 with a goalie out continues for Arizona. Gunther gains the line. Dishing it off to Bjugstad. Across for Krause, and here is Timmins. Out high. Bjugstad feeds it down low. Hayton centered it. Puck loose for Gunther. Timmins. Bjugstad down low, centering pass, score! Alex Chason from Barrett Hayton. And the Coyotes on the power play and on a 6-on-4 have tied the game.
Bjugstad makes the quick pass to Hayton and then right back. This is really tight. They're a little triangle. Bjugstad down to Hayton. Hayton into Chason in the middle. 6-on-4, you've got that extra space. You've got the Golden Knights spread out and chasing a little bit. And Barrett Hayton, really smart play to get it out to Chason, and the longtime NHL veteran. He had 15 goals last year with the Vancouver Canucks. 13 goals, forgive me. Still a useful player. He's on a PTO. Probably gets him another game for the Coyotes as he tries to earn a spot.
Johansson back in the net. Power play goal at 17:45. And we're all even. Matteo up ice. Carlson. Wrist shot. Score! William Carlson right back at the other end for the Golden Knights. And he gives Vegas the lead 17 seconds later.
A bad turnover for the Coyotes. Amadio scoops it up, gets it to Carlson. Carlson has to corral it, bring it from the backhand to the forehand, and then he goes wide to beat Johansson to the far side. He may not have the Wild Bill locks anymore, but that was vintage William Carlson. Big smile. The Junkers aren't out there with him. The new kids are, and he enjoys it.
18:02. Said 17 seconds after Arizona tied it. Michael Amadio, his 3rd assist of the game. And William Karlsson's 2nd of the preseason. And just like that, the Golden Knights with the lead again. Johansson back to the Coyote bench. Extra attacker on the ice. Golisar got rubbed out by Hayton. Now Bjugstad feeds it in the slot. Timmins looking to keep it in. Gunther does. He'll throw it towards the net, and Hill scoops it up.
Connor didn't like the hit that Hayden put on Golisar, and he went after him. And he's chirping pretty good at Lawson Krause now. Yeah, now he's got the glare on Barrett Hayton. It's an element that Cotter brings to the Golden Knights that they really, that a guy that can play, but a guy that can get under your skin, hit, instigate. Yeah, I think the people here at T-Mobile would grow to love Paul Cotter.
Abrasiveness.
Yes, there you go, David. Thank you.
Yep.
You're not in that fancy suit for nothing.
Go-ahead goal, Karlsson from Matteo and Pahal at 18:02. Off this draw, the puck sent all the way down. And just enough to reach the icing line.
Golden Knights bench can't believe it. John Stevens is holding his arms up. Bruce Cassidy's flinging his one hand out. They're like, come on. That died. They could have played it. Another D-zone draw.
Carlson will take it against Boyd. Carlson wins it. White Cloud taken out behind the net. Scott's despair was there. Boyd will keep it alive. White Cloud trying to flip it and hit Cassian. And Lecision runs it out. They'll bank it indirect. That's a little more obvious icing.
Yeah, he tried to carom it off the wall soft and didn't have enough English on it. I asked Alec Martinez. He played for John Stevens in LA, and John is kind of professorial. And I said, is he quiet competitive? He said, no. He's like, he's crazy competitive.
Off this face-off. Lecision runs it out. Both of John's two of his boys went to Northeastern University in Boston. Got a great education there.
Couldn't get into BU, Dave?
Nope. High standards there. Despite certain people getting in.
I was going to say,
and low self.
Those are new standards.
They're a lot higher now than they were in the early 90s. Here's Genther into the offensive zone. A wrist shot, and Hill with save number 50.
Big smile on Aiden's face. He's had a lot of fun tonight. He read his copy of Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance while he was up in Montana on the weekend, and came back refreshed and with a real good focus tonight.
Real busy in the second period when he faced 28 shots.
That's an understatement, Dave.
Yeah. He's faced a dozen here in the third. Off this face-off in the final 20 seconds. Bischoff will slam it to the end boards. Moser keeps it in. Now Ritchie throws it in the middle. They got blocked. Kicks right to Ronbjerg. He'll softly bank it out. Gostisbehere in the dying seconds. And that's it. It's a 4-3 win for Adin Hill and the Golden Knights. And he finishes the night with 50 saves. And the Golden Knights winners here at T-Mobile Arena, 4-3 over Arizona. Looks as though we might be headed for overtime, Gary, but no, William Karlsson had another plan.
Now Mario gobbles up that turnover, gets it to William, and just watch that shot again, Dave. All the way across Johansson, who's a big body, into the far side, the long side.